Red, yellow, green. Let's do this. What is good, YouTube? This is your boy, Boy21 here, and today I am playing some gadgets. Yes, this is not no deck doctor. This is not no everything else I do on my channel. This is me mastering my favorite deck of all time, gadgets. And on this new series, I'm doing mastering gadgets. You will see live duels and DN duels as much as consistent as I can possibly upload them, because I want to show you guys the working progress of me making this deck to being tier 1. And as you can see, I'm playing off against Boojins in this first game, and I open up Mermelio. And pretty good. Open up 2 Mermelios, yellow, goldfish, chain summoning, and British School. So I summoned my Mermelio turn 1 because I didn't have any back row to set. And I basically just set the bottomless. And in my turn, he Tinky to Yamato into his turn. I summon my second Mermelio, search a time space in my turn. So right now, I have pretty much a good field of breakthrough skill, time, space tripole, and bottomless tripole. He summons the Yamato, baiting out the bottomless because he wants to abuse his hair. And I think I'm just figuring he's setting up his Boojin Carnation for later on in the duel to make it live. And I end phase his breakthrough skill. I did not want Yamato's effect going off. That card effect goes off. It's pretty much over with. And he composed my Mermelio back to my hand, which I feel like was a big mistake, because you really don't want to let my deck be all really consistent by searching out all my defenses. And when I summoned my Mermelio for the second time, I activated Breakthrough Skill, chain summoning. And that's basically going to allow me just to go off this turn and gain massive advantage over him, as you're either saying now. So I search out my last space-time trap hole. Going to overlay into a Diamond Dire Wolf, because I do not want that pesky back row messing up my summon plays, because I have a 10 goldfish in hand and I have 2 more normal summons, so these normal summons have to count. So for some reason he delayed to pop his back row. I thought he wasn't going to be there, which would have sucked because I would have had to leave the game. And he responded quickly. I guess he was just in shock, probably was reading chain summoning. And I go for my 10 goldfish, especially in the yellow, and searching my green. And right here I'm just going to overlay into Gigant X, because at this time it is the best play, because I want to search out my goldfishes and have access to my machining gear frame for whenever I want to search them out, which will be the following turn after the goldfish. And I search out a goldfish to go goldfish again, specialing my green to get out of red, because that was my last special summon for the turn. And my goal is to make Ragnar 0 so I can pop his Yamato and keep his board unlocked, so I don't have to worry about anything he brings out for at least 1 turn. And we'll be having space-time trap hole set, 2 of them. I don't have to worry about him even using Boojin Carnation to basically come back for the win. And I also have the Forbidden Chalice with MSD. I was pretty much in good position this turn because of chain summoning. Now, I know a lot of gadget players don't want to bring out use chain summoning for the format, but chain summoning is still a really strong card in my opinion. Our main issue is mid-rash, but with breakthrough skill negating mid-rash twice, triggering our chain links and having running cards like Forbidden Chalice, mid-rash probably isn't going to be that hard to get over after all. But time will tell. Who knows? This deck might go to double summon gadget one day. But as of right now, I doubt it, because the deck is running really pretty smoothly. So I search out Gear Frame, as I said, and I'm going to splash the Fortress and pretty much destroy him, attack for game. And if you read the comment section, he said F you. Alright, starting off this next duel, I am playing up against some rogue deck, and you see I opened up pretty shitty, but I drew the breakthrough skill, which pretty much saved my hand, because that gives me the way to trigger my chain summoning for a future turn. I find it odd. I'm drawing these chain summonings when I really at the most optimum chains, and I cut it down to 2 per deck instead of 3 per deck. This makes me think maybe if I'd have ran it 2 per deck last form, I would have been winning a lot more and not having clogging hands with him at times. And he summons Mermelio, but I do not want that thing going off, because I do want to trigger chain summoning. My up and coming turn, because that's my best play. and I did not want to have to worry about a bottomless. And I ripped the gear frame, which put me in a really good position. So now I'm gonna go for gear frame, chain, breakthrough skill, chain summoning to start spamming the field and hopefully coming back because my hand is mediocre as fuck right now. I literally cannot do anything. And having chain summoning basically made my hand live. So I'm gonna go for the summoning for the red, and I'm gonna try to overlay into a Gigant X because I want to continue spamming the field. And his back row, I want to bait it out because I 9 times out of 10 he has a Black Horn of Heaven or a Traptress Trapo Nightmare, and he, like I said, had the Traptress Trapo Nightmare, getting rid of something. Now I can summon my last gadget with my last normal, bringing out the red, and especially in the Fortress and running over from Melio because that's what Fortress does. He just runs niggas over. So anyway, I'm going to attack him directly with the green and in my turn. And he MSTs my background. At this point, I had made a sad face because I'm like, all he has to do is basically make a 1-on-1 or dark hold my field away. And I pretty much lost because I have 2 gadgets in hand, which can bring Fortress back, but if he has any kind of back row, I lose. And sure enough, he summons the Diona, makes the 1-on-1, snatching up my Fortress, but luckily for me, I get to look inside of his hand and take a card, so it's going to lower his advantage as well. And this guy has packing a Jirac Guaiba and a Forbidden Lance in his hand. And I'm thinking, like, what kind of deck is he running? Okay, I saw that Knight of Southern Card that pops 1 monster in the field. I saw Vermilio so far. Now I saw Jaguar, but it seemed like he just took some engines and threw them together. And his deck is pretty much actually pretty good, actually. Kind of gave me a tough time. And I ripped the Goldfish, trying to special some of my red gadget because my goal is to make a 1-on-1. And he had a warning. And he's just going to type me right now, letting me know not to play too fast. And I'm like, it's cool, dude. So whatever. I don't pretty pro play people on Duel Network. Like I said before, it's not that serious, especially on Duel Network. I hate when people pro play me on Duel Network. So at this point, I just have a red gadget, and I just basically have to go for top decking. And I ripped the second 10 Goldfish. I am extremely happy right now because now I can make a 1-on-1 and start coming back in this duel. As you guys can see, this duel is basically going back and forth because I am ripping my ass off right now. So I try to go for the 1-on-1 play. And I don't know why I hesitated. I guess I was thinking either do I want to do 1-on-1 or Castiel, because I was really scared of his back row. Because if he would have had another Traptress Turbo Nightmare, I would have lost at that point. And I clicked on a different screen for some reason, so I'm sorry about that. And I'm going to attack his face now, and it winds up being a Ice Hand. And at this point, I'm really fucked because I'm like, okay, he got rid of my TT. He had an Ice Hand. This guy just has an out for everything in his deck. And I'm just extremely frustrated. He puts his Fire Hand in defense mode and ends his turn set 1. And luckily for him, he ripped the D prison. So I guess we're both ripping really good right now. I can't complain though. I ripped 2 10 Goldfish in a row. Like, how lucky I gotta be to get that. And so I summoned my Vermilio, searching out a bottomless, because I don't believe I searched out bottomless this game yet. No, I did not actually. That's my first time even drawing Vermilio. Set the bottomless in my turn, and he has summons his own Vermilio, and I'm just basically making a sad face because I can't bottomless that card. Because it's funny, a lot of people try to bottom Vermilio, not reading the last line of text where it says, this card cannot be bottomless. And he's going to ram me with his Vermilio and attack me directly with Fire Hand for 1600. So I need to go basically just top deck Kage right now, and I don't. I top the Dark Hole, which is really good. And I'm going to try to go for something yellow and attack him directly, but he triggers his Fire Hand, thinking he gets special my Ice Hand from the deck. And I told him, no, you cannot do that because Fire Hand needs to destroy something in order to search. He disagreed with me, and then we argued for a little bit, but I explained to him the ruling in the proper, most mannerable way I possibly could, and he eventually just said, okay, I believe you. And he's going to put the Ice Hand back in his tag right about now. But he decided to say, well, in that case, he's going to flip over a Lance when I Dark Hole. And at that point, I'm really frustrated because I can't do anything. And once again, I'm not going to pro play nobody on Duel Network because it is not that serious. So I just basically end my turn at this point, and I'm pretty much saying, yeah, this game is over. There's nothing much I can do. I have a bottomless face down. And anything else that he draws like a good monster, I'm going to try to bottomless it away. But 9 times out of 10, if he draws Mermelio, I'm going to lose because I have 2,000 life points left. And he's going to attack my yellow. pitted me down to 16 and end his turn by setting one. No, actually, he doesn't set anything. He just ends his turn. And for some reason, I hesitated. Oh, I was just typing him. And I ripped the space time. I'm like, crap. And summoned the green, going for the red. Because that's my only move, honestly. Set the space time at my turn. And he draws his MST at this point, popping my bottomless, which was the best move to make because it was the known card. And some of this dinosaur thing that used to be running Dino Rabbit and attacked me for game. So yeah, that's pretty much a good game. Comment down in the comment section below what was the best part of this duel. Yo, boy 21, I'm out. Deuces.